Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate your time. Thank you for watching. To everybody who has followed through on my requests to help get this channel to 1 million by smashing that subscribe button, thank you. To the rest who haven't, if you like to hang around and you've been looking around for years just lurking, please hit that subscribe button. Create a burner account if you want. If you don't want Google to get your information, I get it. But help get this channel to where it should be. And we're being oppressed. We're being oppressed by the YouTube gods. Let's get this news out there. This is more important than cat videos and makeup tutorials. And they need to understand that. So let's talk about what happened Friday. There's a case that was going on. And I actually talked about this a couple, maybe a month and a half ago. There's a case in Maryland that is challenging another challenge to the ban on people's Second Amendment rights if they are non-violent convicted felons. And I report on these because there are many people in my life, friends, family, acquaintances, that fall into this. And I believe, especially in this scenario, that these people are right in asking for their rights back. Let's dig into this one. Many moons ago, Robert Fooks, F-O-O-K-S, was sentenced to 4 years in state prison for not paying child support. Now, look, I'm not telling people how to live their lives, but if you separate from children that you should be raising, then you should be helping. But he didn't. He didn't pay his child support, and they sentenced him to 4 years for not paying child support. Now, last year, he was found possessing a firearm while being a prohibited person because he was a felon in possession of a firearm. Now, he appealed that decision. Maryland calls it the Intermediate Court of Special Appeals. And in a 3-0 ruling, a 3-judge panel said that the Second Amendment does not apply to him because it only applies to law-abiding citizens, and that anyone who basically anyone who has been found guilty of a crime that can serve more than 2 years in prison, which is a felony, then they are inherently not trustworthy. Fuchs' attorney, who's a public defender, which, listen, as somebody who's been in and around courts for 2.5 decades, he either has the best public defender or not. Those who are in the courts, my friends who are attorneys or cops or whatever, who are in the legal system, they're going to shake their heads on this one. But his public defender appealed this decision to the state Supreme Court, saying that the Bruen decision, in that decision, it says it's on the government to prove that whatever the restriction on the Second Amendment was consistent with the text, history, and tradition. And he says that the state government has not proven that there was any such restriction on anybody in the area of 1791 when the Second Amendment was ratified and adopted. He said there were no such restrictions on people who committed common law, or more specifically, people who failed to pay support for their family. They didn't have their rights removed from them back then. So according to Bruen, it can't happen now. And you know what? To the letter of the law, to the letter of the decision in Bruen, he's absolutely right. Let me know what you guys and gals. I've been doing a couple of these videos lately because there's a lot of challenges to felon in possession cases, and the comment section is usually really good. There's people in favor of felon in possession law being upheld, and there's people in favor of it being removed. And some of the reasoning is phenomenal. There's great points on both sides. Here's another one. This guy didn't pay dollar bills to somebody who they had children together. Should he never be allowed to protect himself ever again? That's what I want you guys to answer on. Not like, if you've been scorned by somebody who didn't pay you child support and you think that anybody who's in that scenario who didn't pay should all burn in hell, or if you're somebody who didn't pay support and you think that people who are acting or asking for you to chip in to the lives that you helped create, they should all burn in hell. I don't want those type of comments. I want to know the scenario is because he didn't pay dollar bills to an individual or a family that he helped create, should he never be able to defend himself, his own life, the life of others again? What if he's with his children, wherever they are, and something happens? Should he not be able to defend their lives? And that should be the question here at stake, because that's exactly what these prohibitions do, is they remove the right, they remove the ability for somebody to protect themselves, their loved ones, or others. Now, I don't know Mr. Fuchs. He could be a terrible dad. I don't know. He could be the best dad. I don't know. The scenario remains. That's the question I want to ask you. Should somebody who is a nonviolent felon be barred, prohibited by a government entity from ever protecting themselves again? Okay? Now, I understand the argument for people who have, mass murdered people, or who have done people harm, brutally hurt people. I get that argument. And this is America. We can have different opinions. I get it. But over a dollar bill? Let me know what you think down below. This case is moving forward. The state Supreme Court has accepted this case. Two things can come of this. But before I forget, they should rule on this by August 31st. That's when it's anticipated the state Supreme Court will rule on this case. One of two things now. Maryland is not pro-gun at all. Remember, there's several cases in Maryland that are being challenged. It's not a pro-gun state. There's a lot of anti-gun chicanery that goes on there. So when you look at a case like this, you got to look back and look at it and analytically and say, why would they take this up? Are they taking this up because, hey, there's a couple justices on the state Supreme Court that say, you know what, Bruin's right, and this guy, he's not a violent felon, and we need to address this, we need to fix this across the state? Or the flip side of that coin is, let's take this case up because we're sick and tired of these challenges we're seeing across the country, and we're going to put a nail in that coffin with this case. So it's probably one of those two, but this definitely bears watching. Guys and gals, if you love information on the Second Amendment, whether it's good, bad, ugly, or indifferent, no matter where it happens in this country, because what happens in one state will spread to other states if it's not put in check. I'm doing a lot of this today. I feel like a Tai Chi guy today. I don't know. It's one of those days, man. It's been a long, long week. If you want to see or hear information on the Second Amendment, subscribe to the channel. I put out that information every single day. Oftentimes, multiple times a day, but I have that here for you. And all I ask is that you like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. That helps this channel grow, helps get this information through the anti-gun YouTube algorithm. And with that, hope you have a fantastic morning. Be safe, stay vigilant, and carry a gun to keep you, your friends, your family, your community safe. That's what it's for. And I don't think it changes because I didn't pay, or you didn't pay, or somebody else didn't pay. But that's just me. Take care.